Hey folks, I'm John, and this is Bending River, and today I want to talk about net neutrality. I know that all of you have been hearing about net neutrality, right? It's a huge deal. People have been talking about it. There's a lot of great resources out there if you don't know what it is, but to put it simply, net neutrality is crucial to allowing people to access the internet in a fair and open manner. Now, the primary person that we need to be mad about this is Ajit Pai. Ajit Pai is the head of the FCC. He's the chairman. What is important to know is why it matters, okay? So net neutrality, currently the internet is protected as a public utility, similar to that of water or electricity, so everything needs to be fair and equal, okay? By eliminating net neutrality, which is what corporations want to do, it would allow for them to start charging access to certain things. Proponents of getting rid of net neutrality would say we haven't had net neutrality before and that hasn't happened, which is true. In the past, net neutrality wasn't a thing, but we made it a thing, and we've already seen some sort of potentially non-net neutrality type things popping up. Like, for instance, Sprint or Verizon or AT&T, all those cell phone providers have their own streaming platforms, or they've partnered with certain streaming platforms, and they'll say, hey, you have 8 gigabytes of data a month, but if you watch content on our streaming platform, it doesn't go towards your data cap. So that's just an example of something that seems relatively harmless, which it kind of is, but it could be a much bigger deal. What we're talking about is, and the primary issue here that Republicans and the primary issue with people who are proponents of getting rid of net neutrality is that they say, well, okay, if you have in your area Charter, right, and they're charging too much or they're charging these ridiculous rates, then a competitor will compete against them, right? No, that's not true at all. The only internet service provider in my area is Charter and Hickory Tech. Hickory Tech is dreadfully slow and it costs more. There's no reason that I would ever switch to Hickory Tech. So you're looking at literally waiting years for another ISP to set up here. Like, even if the market is completely ready for a new ISP, you're talking years where I would have to be forced to pay Charter's bills, and then on top of that, Charter could just buy the company out. Literally all an ISP would have to do is apply to say that they were doing there. They could just have Charter buy them out. Easy. And they have de facto monopolies, which is illegal, but the thing is they don't have a monopoly in the country. They just have a monopoly in my town or in a state or in an area. So people don't have enough choice. And proponents say that by eliminating net neutrality, they would have more choice, but it's not going to make it any more affordable for an ISP to start up anywhere, and it's not going to make it any more accessible. So that's just complete bullshit. The issue is that they would start charging certain websites more money. They would drive up prices for consumers, as well as also drive up costs for businesses. For being such a pro-business model, this isn't the only business that actually wants to see this happen is Time Warner and Verizon. And they just control so much and have so many politicians in their back pocket that that's part of the reason. The reality is that the vast majority of Americans support net neutrality and want net neutrality to continue onwards. And so far, Donald Trump hasn't said shit about it. But there's a ton of good resources out there that allow for you to learn what net neutrality is. I'm not here to teach you about net neutrality. I'm here to tell you that you need to contact your representatives immediately. So you can go to battleforthenet.com. You can type in your information. They will automatically send that to Congress. They will also tell you who your representatives are that act against net neutrality, or they're unknown whether or not they act against net neutrality. Currently in my state, we have Representative Paulson, Peterson, Emmer, and Lewis, and you can tweet at all of them. The irony of this is not lost upon me. Now, all of these dudes are known Republicans as far as I know. This is not and the worst part is this isn't a bipartisan issue. Fellow Republicans my age and older support net neutrality. This is all about the fact that those companies have donated money to these representatives and they are getting what they want because of it. Please, I urge you to go to battleforthenet.com and contact any representative that you could possibly have and let them know how you feel as their constituent, and let them know that if they vote for this, they will not have your vote. Republican or Democrat, I don't care who you vote against. I don't care who you're voting for. We can't support people who don't support our right to an open, free, and fair internet. And it's as simple as that. If you want to, leave a comment down below and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I post every single day, and honestly, if you don't subscribe, you don't like, you don't comment, that's fine, but just go fill it out and please contact your representatives immediately. Have a good one.